In this video tutorial, we're going to have a look at school vocabulary. Now, most of these words you've learnt before in Unit 1, but there are one or two new ones, so let's just go through it and see what we've got. First of all, we've got school. The generic term for school, any kind of school, is called a gakko. Gakko. Now, the biggest mistake that students make with this word is they pronounce it gaku. Gaku. Now you've got to remember that the first kanji is actually gaku on its own, and then you've got to add the ko. Now when you put gaku and ko together, over here what happens is you abbreviate the gaku and it becomes gakko. Gakko. Next we've got primary school. That's called small school in Japanese, and it's pronounced sho gakko. Remember, you've got to pronounce that ko on the end, and that sounds just like an apple core. And we know that there are a lot of apple cores thrown around schools. Now, small school, sho gakko. Well, sho sounds a bit like show and tell, and that's what they do at primary school, isn't it? So, show and tell could remind you sho gakko. Junior high school, or middle school as it's sometimes known, starts with the character for middle. And there it is, and it's pronounced chu. Chu gakko. Remember to put the ko on the end, because there are still apple cores around the school in junior high school. However, in junior high school, certainly in the UK, I don't know about Japan, we have a problem with students chewing gum. So this is the chew school. Chu gakko. Chew gakko. That's where you chew gum. Not that you're actually allowed. Then we have senior high school. Now you'll notice that senior high school has only two kanji. That's because it's in fact an abbreviation. The full term for senior high school has 4 whole kanji, but it's abbreviated to just these two. And the first one, it actually means high or tall. It looks like a tall building with 2 windows there and a roof with a chimney on top. And it's pronounced ko. So this one has a terrible problem with apple cores all over the place. Ko. It's a senior high school littered with apple cores. Ko. That's senior high school. And finally we get to university, and that's the big learning. Now you'll notice that this one does not have that character there, which means school building. So the core is missing. No apple cores around a university. It's simply big learning, so it's pronounced dai gaku. No core on the end of that. Dai gaku. Now we're moving on to the new vocabulary, and here we have the word for a holiday or a break. Yasumi. Yasumi. Now we'll learn this character a little more in detail later, but have a look at it. It's got a person on the left and a tree on the right. It's a person resting up against a tree having a break. That's the yasu bit, and you have to add the mi independently, yasumi. Now there are certain kinds of breaks. One of them that we all enjoy is the summer break or the summer holiday, and that begins with this character here meaning summer, pronounced natsu. Natsu, and then here you have the break or the holiday, yasumi. So natsu yasumi, summer holiday. The next one, lunch break, that's a much shorter holiday. In fact, it's what we would call a break. It's our lunch time, our lunch break, and it begins with the word which means midday, and that's hiru. Hiru. Hiru yasumi. That's your midday break. Hiru yasumi. Over here we have another word which means break time in general. So that could refer to morning, lunchtime or afternoon break. It's called yasumi, so that's break. Jikan means time. Yasumi jikan. Yasumi jikan, that's your break time. Okay, now we're going to have a look at a variation of primary school, and that's when we turn primary school into primary student. Now let's go back over here and have a look at the 3 characters which mean a school. Small, learning, and there's the character for school building, and it's pronounced sho gaku ko, and then it's merged to become sho gakko. Over here though, have a look at that third kanji. That's changed. It's no longer the kanji meaning a school building. It's the kanji which means alive and stands for a living thing. So here it's not a small learning building, it's a small learning living thing. In other words, a primary student, and it's pronounced sho. Then this has its full pronunciation, gaku, and then we know already this is pronounced sei. Sho, gaku, sei, as opposed to sho, ga, ko. That's the school. This one's for student. Now with junior high school, it's the same thing. The school here, chu, ga, ko, that ends in that ko, which means a school building, and it's over here changed to sei. So chu, full pronunciation of this one, gaku, sei. Chu, gaku, sei. A junior high school or a middle school pupil. Senior high school, ko, ko. Now in this one, it's a little different because you do not replace that kanji for school building with student. You add the kanji for student to the entire word. So we get ko, ko, all those apple cores all over the senior high school. And then there's the word for student or living being, ko, ko, sei. Ko, ko, sei. Same system for university. You take the full word for university. Here it is, daigaku. And you add the character for sei. Daigaku, sei. So these two work in the same way, and these two work in the same way. Don't get them confused. Then we have sensei. You know that already. Pupil, sei to. That to does have a kanji, but it's too difficult for us. And finally, one of the most important words that you need to know. Everybody loves one. It's a friend. Tomodachi. And that kanji there is pronounced tomo. Tomodachi. Your friend.